Now the title of this video is gonna get a lot of people pissed and they're gonna be commenting down below that thank you, you're wrong. The regular iPhone 12 Pro is gonna be the best iPhone in the world, and in fact it's gonna sell out all the regular shitty Android phones. Well, hear me out. Go do buy your iPhone 12, but don't buy the wrong iPhone 12. Let me explain. Hey, what is up guys, this is Thank You, and if you're new to this channel, you know what to do. Get subscribed and let's just get started. Also, after you're done with that, just follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Shameless plug, but okay. So there's a rumor floating around that Apple is gonna announce the iPhone 12 alongside a few other products on October 13th. And October 13th isn't that far away, we're just weeks away from a new iPhone. Anyways, the sad truth is, the regular iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro are not gonna have any major differences. Now, if you're new to this year Apple is planning to release 4 new iPhones. Yes, 4 new iPhones. The iPhone 12 mini, the iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And their respective screen sizes as follow. The smaller iPhone 12 mini with a 5.4-inch display. The regular iPhone 12 alongside the iPhone 12 Pro with a 6.1-inch display. And finally, the iPhone 12 Pro Max with a 6.7-inch display. That just makes it the biggest iPhone that Apple has ever made in years. And finally, the cheaper iPhone is going to be a smaller iPhone, which a lot of people have been asking for since if you wanted a smaller phone, you have to spend a lot more compared to the cheaper phone, which just makes no sense. So let's talk about what all these iPhones will have in common. The A14 chip, OLED displays, 5G, yes, the bragging rights in 2020. And of course, no adapter or earpods in the box, which has been floating around for the past 2-3 months. And all of you might have known by now that Apple isn't going to ship earpods or adapters in the box this year. And it makes sense because everyone's going to have one of these AirPods and these lying around. So why do you really need an iPhone to come with these when you already have them? And it makes a lot of sense in terms of the cheaper iPhones, since if you wanted a faster charger being bundled in the iPhones, you have to spend a lot more to get faster charging on the iPhone. And if you buy one of the cheap iPhones, you either have to use the iPad adapter or spend more and get an 18-watt charger alongside a USB Type-C cable to get PD charging, which is known as USB power delivery. Anyways, let's get to the main point of this video. Why the iPhone 12 Pro, the regular iPhone 12 Pro, will fail. Well, the first reason being the differences between both the models is very less. With the previous generation iPhones, there used to be major differences. If you talk about 2018 where Apple released 3 iPhones, the iPhone XS, the iPhone XS, XS Max and the iPhone XR. The iPhone XS and iPhone XR had major differences. The iPhone XR had an LCD display, had a single camera system which allowed it to only take portraits of subjects like faces. Less RAM, though it makes no sense to iPhone since a lot of iPhones run smooth even with 2 gigs of RAM. The body was thicker and had aluminium instead of stainless steel. And finally, the iPhone XR had no gigabit LTE antennas which the iPhone XS had, which made the theoretical data performance of the iPhone XR slower. And again in 2019, Apple released 3 iPhones. The iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So the iPhone 11 got an ultra-wide camera which enabled portrait photos of objects alongside with 4 gigs of RAM and gigabit LTE like the higher-end iPhones. But still had the shortcomings like an LCD display, aluminium body and no telephoto camera. The iPhone 11 Pro was indeed the superior iPhone but had very less features to splurge for it. And heck, the iPhone 11 was cheaper compared to the iPhone XR, which made it to sell even more compared to 2019 where the iPhone XR was the most sold phone in the world, and in 2020 it was the same case. The iPhone 11 was the most sold phone in the world. So this year the differences are very small, and I mean it. So the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 are going to have the same display, same design, same cameras except for no telephoto on the regular 12, and the same size. Well, the 12 Pro is going to have a telephoto camera alongside a LiDAR sensor, millimeter wave 5G for the blazing fast 5G speeds, stainless steel edges instead of aluminium on the regular iPhones, and finally the iPhone 12 Pro is gonna start with 128 gigs of storage, which should be the default storage configuration for every iPhone this year, but it's Apple, so we know what they do with storage configurations. So the cheaper iPhone 12s are going to start with 64 gigs of storage, and the 12 Pros are going to start with 128 gigs of storage. It doesn't really make sense that you're going to be shipping 64 gigs of storage on a $649 phone, whereas the $349 phone already comes with 128 gigs of storage. So I guess this is going to be the biggest deal breaker for all the cheaper iPhones this year. And by the time you configure your iPhone 12 to the desired storage you want, I guess it's going to be as expensive as a Pro iPhone. But anyway, let's get to the point of this video. I might have referenced it many times in this video, but the 12 Pro is not worth it. So let's look at its first selling point, the telephoto camera and the LiDAR sensor. Realistically, I feel like the telephoto camera is a waste for a regular consumer, as he's not going to zoom into objects every single time to take a photo. The LiDAR sensor might be useful for depth information, but then iPhones already do really good without a LiDAR sensor for portrait photos, unless they bring portrait video like their competitors. Next one is millimeter wave 5G, and realistically enough, I don't think so it's worth it. 5G is gonna take a long time to get mainstream like 4G, and sub 6 GHz 5G is already really good, and it's gonna be shipped on the regular 12 and the iPhone 12 mini. And finally, let's just talk about the stainless steel edges. I don't think so you're just gonna look at your phone every time without a cover. I'm pretty sure 95% of the consumers are gonna rock a cover on their phone. So I don't think so the stainless steel edges are worth it. And finally, let's just talk about the prices. Now this is subject to change, so we never know how Apple is going to price their iPhones. They might price it lower or they might price it higher, so we have no idea. So according to the rumors, the iPhone 12 mini is going to start for $649 with 64, 128 and 256 gigs of storage, and the regular iPhone 12 is going to start at $749 with the same storage configuration as the iPhone 12 mini, which is 64, 128 and 256. The iPhone 12 Pro is going to start at $999, the same price as the 11 Pro, and is going to come in 128, 512 and 1TB of storage. The iPhone 12 Pro Max is going to start at the same price as $1,099 and is going to come in the same configurations as the iPhone 12 Pro, which is 128, 512 and a terabyte. And personally enough, I think that 1TB is way too much for a phone, even if you're trying to future-proof your device. As you know, iPhones last for a long time. But who knows, someday a terabyte is going to be the base model configuration for an iPhone. Who knows? Time's evolving. Alright, I'm done bashing with the iPhone. If you really want to buy the best iPhone 12 that Apple's going to make, go ahead, go buy the iPhone 12 Pro. But if you are trying to save money, it's better to just go for the iPhone 12. That's all for this video. If you did like it, yeah, make sure to drop a like. Or if you're someone who's just planning to buy the iPhone 12 and just got pissed because you saw this video, make sure to dislike. I really don't care. And make sure to subscribe when you're down there. And comment down below any suggestions you have for future videos. This is Thank You, and I'm signing off. Peace out.